What's up, chumps? It is Corey for Central Coast Disc Golf, and I am joined once again by Kona Panis.
Hey, everyone.
Alrighty, so we are going to be here bringing you round 2 action. We've got a wonderful card. Katrina Allen, Paige Pierce, Valerie Jenkins, and kind of newcomer to the film scene, Leslie Todd.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see her play, someone different.
Exactly. I feel like a lot of these feature cards, especially round 1, it really ends up being those same faces kind of over and over again. So anytime we can get a new player on the card, I always support it.
Yep.
Bringing us to hole 1, 306 feet. You saw the ladies yesterday play it and weren't quite able to crest this kind of wooded section to give themselves a look at 2. So you have to imagine just getting up there, getting your 3 is really the play here.
Yeah, it's hard to get that skip with those stairs, so they're probably just going to try and get as far as they can up.
Maybe Paige is going to be going for it, but Val, I believe, throwing that Thrasher, really just looking to get to the base of those stairs and make her way up there.
Yeah, I think there is a little bit of a gap to the left over there, so she'll probably have a decent upshot, hopefully.
Paige throwing the Convict with authority, but like those little wooden things, man, you really got to air it out all the way up to the basket. Katrina Allen, I don't know about you, but one of the most impressive hyzer flips I've ever seen. Like, she's so committed to that, and it flies so well for her.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa busting out the Shrike. Hole
Leslie.
1. Leslie, excuse me. This is post round 3, so I've been hanging out with Lisa all day, but this is Leslie Todd.
Solid upshot,
Yeah,
though.
I was going to say, great upshot. Threading the needle through the trees there. Val lining up the sidearm. I like how yesterday we said that like FPO players don't really throw so many sidearms, and then they're just all over the place here.
They're all over. Get past.
Wow.
Solid upshot from
Yeah,
Val.
it's good. Through the uprights.
And cat from a knee.
Yeah. It's just as routine as it gets, and that is not that easy of a shot.
Nope.
How'd you play this today? Did it go well for you?
Yeah, I took a 3, I believe. Another just easy forehand upshot, and took my 3 as these ladies are tapping in their 3s as well.
Yeah, this is a hole that really can get you in trouble big time starting off your round. So really keeping it clean, hole 1, hole 2, and then maybe on hole 3 is when you start to think maybe a little bit more attack mode.
Yep.
Casual pars here, par star frame, like I said, never a bad thing on hole 1. That's going to bring us to hole 2, but not before we check out this saucy little sidearm from Val.
Yes. Through the trees field goal.
I know,
Precision.
I like it. It looks like Arena Football League size field goal post, a little smaller than usual. So Val still holding on to that lead at 5 over par, but Paige Pierce right on her at 6, and that's just like the scariest position to be.
So scary. Come on, Paige and Val. But Val's so good. She can come up. She can sneak up.
Absolutely, and this is her course. You have to imagine she's looking to get a victory here. Obviously, her roots run deep. She had her mom on caddy at one point during the round. It was really a touching subject. Yeah. 288 feet, hole 2, par 3. Really not reachable, I would say, for the majority of the field. Maybe Paige and Kat might have a chance at getting it all the way up there, but this really does play with maybe 400 to 450 feet of power, so it takes a crush to get it all the way up there.
Yeah, like the ladies are just trying to get up on this hill for a simple upshot to hopefully not go behind the basket and get their 3s.
Yeah, it drops off so extreme back there. That shot from Paige, really impressive stuff. Kat playing the slightly higher line than Paige. Yeah, similar results, actually slightly better, but I would almost argue that's the worst spot to be because it's going to tempt you to run it, and that just needs to be a layup.
Yeah. Oh, get up there. Good skip for Leslie. She'll have a scary upshot, but hopefully she got it with her Nova. No, her Rock.
Ooh. Yeah, definitely a longer upshot, so ooh, catch.
Oh, good DeLaveaga tree.
Yeah, that day love right there. If that misses that tree, that is just in Nightmareville so far down the hill.
Val going right of the tree. I actually prefer this route as well. Oh, she hit the tree, but usually it goes down towards the basket instead of throwing straight at it with the slope ending left.
Exactly. We saw actually Val take that route 2 days in a row. So if Val's throwing it consistently, you know that's the play.
Yep. Cat with a good up.
Yeah. That's true. I feel like professional golf right there. You have to lay that up. It was laying up for the bogey's never fun.
No.
But that just had to happen.
Yep.
Good putt by Leslie there. She's got headphones in, glasses on. This is business right now.
She's ready. And she actually, I believe, stamped that shirt herself, the double stamp. So
Ooh,
you go, girl.
I like that. Self-motivated. She's ready to rock here.
Slow-mo Katrina.
Tongue out.
Tongue
I was going to
out.
say Michael Jordan
Hyzer flip.
I will say I love getting the slow-mo of the FPO division. Like, everybody's always looking for the James Conrad hair twirl, and like every time we get it, it's so awesome. I love it. Hole 3, though, 349 feet downhill. You have to imagine they're going to be playing it up the middle with a mid-range, maybe a fairway driver, depending on what they're comfortable with throwing. Last round, we saw Sarah Holcomb throw that big sidearm hyzer. We just don't really have anyone on the card. I imagine that's going to be pulling that out.
No, I think everyone's going down the middle. Paige with her putter.
Naturally.
Yeah,
That's
super straight.
Roped.
She's going to have a good birdie putt if it sits. That might have helped. She was going to be behind some trees, and it kind of kicked out a little bit.
I was just going to say, kind of like gave her a little window there. It's nice.
Trina with her significant hyzer flip. Looking good. And that De La dirt skipping.
Yeah, I was just going to say, another little, just throw it down on the ground and let that hard pan do the work for you. So Leslie here opting for the driver play. I think that would have gotten over enough had it not hit that tree, because that just took a little bit of steam off it. Val, gosh, so smooth, up the middle.
It's awesome seeing her throw the shot, because the last few times I saw her throw it kind of tailed off left. So she hit the line this time, and it's perfect.
Yeah, super committed to that line. And
ooh, good run from Leslie.
Yeah, you would imagine once you penetrate those trees, it would be pretty safe. But again, that hard pan is going to let it ride a little bit past the basket. Great putt there by Paige to secure the birdie. And if that's the farthest out of the three of them, that is, I have to imagine, probably the best scores you're going to get on the card, or on any card, regardless of division.
Yep, I agree.
3 birdies and a par is
solid on that
primo.
hole.
Yes.
Leslie tapping in her par. Ooh, someone must have razzed her back there.
Yeah, Leslie admittedly is, she is one of those players that will wait for movement to stop rather than kind of just powering through it, which is fair. We're out here doing a professional event, so, you got to really
take your 30 seconds.
Exactly, get them for a reason. I love the matching putters to shirt.
To shirt, today. Yes, Paige. Yeah. Everybody's smiling on this card too. We said yesterday on the first round, first time getting smiles. We got it today too.
Yeah, gotta love it. A lot of positive energy going into round 2. I feel like there you are, scampering off the side there, trying to run away from the drone. So probably funny. There's not much room to hide from it in these tight little narrow fairways. 390 feet of tight little narrow fairway. It's really get your 3 and get out of here. It feels like a birdie.
Yes.
You could opt for the hyzer line, which Paige is one to do.
At least it dropped.
Yeah, she is going to have work to do from there, though. You can see, A, that beautiful little view you get off of the fairway, and B, just how far it gets down past these trees. Yeah,
this is the kind of hole where it's like if you throw that hyzer line, you got to be careful not to get that 2-meter rule. I've seen at least 3. So
many. A lot of touring players obviously are not from this region, so they're just not used to playing that 2-meter rule. So you could just see that frustration boil over when this is one of maybe 3 events throughout the year that actually plays with it.
Yeah, it's funny on the East Coast. I'm always like, "Oh, is there a 2-meter?" And they laugh at me
and
say, "Oh, that's a Cali thing." Well, I'm asking.
Well,
okay.
I'm gonna circle my birdies and play 2-meter then. Okay. Ooh, I kind of like that. I'm actually just noticing that double stamp. It's almost like a little shadow on it.
It's
cool.
A little shadow. Leslie, I think that might be her star turn. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she throws that disc really well.
Yeah, and that is, I think, a really solid disc, especially for that arm speed. Just gets up and goes. So nice.
Dang, Cat with a really solid forehand. Sit.
Not quite soft enough. That was a high-speed driver, though, so really getting that touch and getting it to stick on this green. Bit more of a mid-range play if you have it, but she was pretty far out there, so she just needed get it down the tunnel.
I actually was talking to someone about that. It's hard to throw mid-range on these low ceilings. You know, you want to hit the line and get that with the faster disc. But, yeah, I think she had the right idea, but it is definitely harder with a faster disc. Oh, sit. Yeah,
Whew.
Val inside the circle. Ooh, it looks like a little windy.
I was just going to say, yeah, you can really see it. And now, remember, we did have the later tee times today. So we started at 2:30 compared to 11 o'clock on round 1. So the wind does pick up in the afternoon here. Cat, the unfortunate miss. So that is going to play effect, especially on these open holes that we have coming up here.
That's a rare miss from Leslie. Usually she's pretty solid inside the circle.
I was going to say, she has like one of the purest putting strokes that I've seen in the FPO division. Just really seems like she's really in control of her body and just confident.
Yeah,
know?
very consistent. Tapping in for 4.
Yeah, never a fun thing to be past the basket, heading back at the gallery that's there. It's, unpredictable at best.
A little nerve-wracking, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet it's easier to put that out of your mind, when everyone's behind you, out of sight, out of mind. But when you're putting back at it, it's very apparent that there are people watching you. Val with that just clean, smooth reach back, throwing that crank out there. She gets just nice command with that, and it just goes for her.
Yep.
Couple pars, couple of bogeys. Huge shout out to Innova for getting us out here, covering all 3 rounds of FPO division. Really excited to be able to, not necessarily jump around from card to card, but really stick to something from rounds 1 to 3 and give these just a spotlight that I don't think gets shown enough. So really happy they were able to get us out here, and really happy that we're going to see Paige throw hole 5 again, Kona.
Oh my gosh. Flex over top. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, gosh, that is her busting out that Ballista Pro. It flies so nice for her.
Yeah, this hole's pretty tough. A lot of women seem to bogey it more than par or birdie it, for that matter.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, Paige with the obvious advantage, she's able to throw over the top. But, if you're in that Val, Leslie power range, there's just not a lot of options for getting it up there and getting yourself a reasonable putt.
Unless you're doing a roller like Kat. That's the first roller I've seen on this hole.
Unbelievable. I wouldn't think it, but kind of once she threw it, it just made all the sense in the world.
Yep. Leslie, yeah, that's a good shot right where that gap is, or maybe she'll throw over the top. Oh, no, she's going for the gap. Oh, no, she's going over the top.
Faked you out there.
I turned it over a little bit.
Yeah, just really trying to throw that helicopter shot and kind of dunk it in there, but I think maybe just put a little bit too much emphasis on that,
Yep.
Annie.
Tiny gap for Val. Little, ooh.
Yep, and that's what you want. Throw it into the base of the bowl and hit your putt. This is not what you want for your par putt.
I believe that's a Nova putt from Leslie.
Ooh, me likey. Yeah, she had that orange and red Nova. Yeah, that is just sitting on the ground there.
2 from Paige.
2 twos from Paige. And we're going to the golf course next. So that is officially birding it every time she's going to play it out here. And that is just so impressive. That's something not a lot of people are saying that they can do.
Kat for her 3.
Yeah, Kat just with that layup
Or
play.
No, it was a layup.
It was that, yeah, she just laid it up right into the base of the bowl and just, take your medicine, get out of there. Worst thing you can do is hit cage, roll all the way back, set yourself up for a pressure 25-footer for par.
And if you didn't notice, right there, Paige was looking at Leslie's watch. I believe it was a Jordan watch.
Ooh.
Yeah, like a Michael Jordan watch. If I'm not wrong, correct me. Number 23. So I saw it on Paige's story yesterday. Kind of hilarious.
I like that. Leslie, here for business. If she's going Michael Jordan here on day 2, moving day, she's ready to rock.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 6, par 3, 417 feet downhill. I mentioned it during round 1, but legitimately plays way, way shorter than the 100-foot shorter hole that we just played. You're going to see Some really hard thrown mid ranges or a fairway driver, I'd imagine, for these ladies just trying to get it down there.
Paige going for the mid-range shot, looking for more of the hyzer flip.
Yeah, big shout out. Peter McBride, good friend of mine, did a lot of touring. That's his disc.
Yeah, and she's right there. That's one of those she could maybe go for, or she could just lay up because you got that OB right behind.
Yeah, almost in that zone that you really like almost don't want to be in, because it is so tempting to run it, but that OB is maybe 5-6 feet behind the basket.
Yep. A little short from Val. The wind must have got to her a little bit.
Yeah, she was going back and forth between the mid-range and the driver. Ended up opting for the mid-range. We do have a pretty significant headwind here. I think she was just trying to not get it too squirrely and just take her 3.
Yep. Kat going for the mid-range as well. All right, here's Leslie with the driver. It's got a flip.
It doesn't.
Sits. Oh, she's next to that fence, too. She may have a weird look at the basket.
Yeah, see, and that is going to pinch her left from this one, but she can't hang it very wide right because of that Innova banner on that little, like, I don't even know what kind of tree, a fir tree we'll call it. But yeah, really pinched, but that's a solid upshot.
Yep, Nova is so solid. Oh, Val with little hyzer hitting a stump.
And that's going to leave her maybe 35 feet short. She thought she was around it, but no dice. Yeah, you said Nova, though. I think the Nova is like the disc of choice out here at DeLaveaga. I've just never had a disc that's sat and stuck better than a Nova.
No, you'll watch these women lay up in the hard pan. It just slips, and the Nova's really good at just stopping. Oh, Paige going for the layup, and...
No. And sad fact, she was running that.
She was running it.
She was running it, yes.
Poor Paige. Whoa, Nova putt.
Yes.
Wow, what a great putt from Leslie.
That was quality because that is as deathy as they come. Granted, it would have been a tap-in for... it would have been double if she would have been tapping it in. But, gosh, such a clutch putt. Kat cleaning up the par, and Paige now going to lose a stroke to a couple folks on the card here.
Dang. I thought she was laying up, and I'm like, she doesn't practice those a lot, but
I know. She is, like, by far the most aggressive FPO player we have out here, and I mean, it shows in the scores, you know?
Oh, Sloma's a huge putt from Leslie. That's awesome.
Oh, my God. Cross-branding at its finest.
Great putt.
Yeah, there we go. A couple bogeys, a couple pars.
Paige sitting at 1 down. Oh, but Katrina's right behind her.
Yeah, and if you're under par or at par through the field, I'll say it all the time, you are on pace to shoot well. Having said that, this is when we get into the trees. Hole 7, 395. Really, it seems flat for the first maybe 200 feet of the hole and then drops off, I don't know, significantly, but consistently is probably the better word, all the way down to that pin. So if you can get something that'll hold straight for a while and then maybe have a touch of left finish at the end, that's the ideal shot.
Little misfire from Kat, too.
Did you go back to the leopard this round?
I did.
Ooh.
I did, and I almost parked it.
Oh.
Jennifer Allen actually got the 2 on this hole.
Did she?
That's one of the few 2s that I've seen.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a 100% legitimate pro hole. So if you're 2ing it, that's something you write home about.
She actually threw her new factory store tour series disc.
Is that the Glow T-Bird?
Her Glow T-Bird.
Really?
That she smashed it down there and birdied. It was insane.
Wow.
Which maybe Paige will do if this misses everything.
Yeah,
I still got down there, but short a little bit.
Yeah, kind of on that similar line she threw her disc on yesterday, but a little bit lower because yesterday it did have that glide into the tree. So I'm sure she'll take that lie over yesterday's.
Val going with the flippy mid-range. If it stays straight.
That's straight enough. I mean, if she's throwing the mid-range there, I doubt she's really concerned with parking it. She's just get it down through the gap and, oh gosh, I would say lay it up and take your 3, but this isn't really like a casual layup type of hole.
No, definitely more stressful, especially with the hard pin and then the steep behind the basket. Ooh, hopefully that didn't roll. That's a hard hit.
Val here with, well, I'm sure she would like to be an easier upshot than it is, but she's so good. I don't know if she like played Ultimate or was this like a big catch player, but I feel like she throws those graceful putter shots just like I would say second to none in the FPO division. It's really impressive to watch.
Yeah. See, Leslie has the right idea. Hitting it so short, but just the way it's sloped in the hard pin, it just skips on down by the basket.
Yeah, I think De La is one of those courses that like locals have an extreme advantage, or people who just played it a lot, because you really have to be confident in that ground play and confident with what your disc is going to do in a variety of circumstances out here.
Yep. Val for her 3.
Putting back at the camera, never ideal.
But no big deal.
Ice water in the
3.
veins.
Mm-hmm.
She's played out here a time or two. I have heard that this year may be the last year that they are going to be competing out here in the Masters Cup, at least for the time being, because they are opening their brewery soon out there in Oregon. And we all know like 80-hour work weeks don't really work well with touring.
Yeah.
So hopefully she can impress the crowd a little bit here.
Paige for her 3. I think she was going for her 2, but it's a tough 2, so easy 3. Cat tapping in her bogey, I believe.
Yeah, not obviously ideal to be taking the bogey there, but again, one of those holes where if somebody was to tell you you had 5 bogeys and this was one of them, you wouldn't really be freaking out, I don't think.
No.
Oh, excuse me, double bogey, yeah.
Double bogey.
I would describe that as less ideal. That is going to bring her to 8 over, kind of 2 strokes ahead of Leslie there. I would say they're pulling away, but this is De La, and there's no such thing as pulling away, because any hole could result in a double or triple, just one tree hit. Bring us to hole 8, par 3, 348 feet of just tunnel woodsy golf glory. I love throwing this shot, Connor.
It's a beautiful shot. Like I said on the first round commentary, I'm excited to see Val throw this for her reverse skip. Awesome. Oh, a little bit of too much turnover from Leslie.
Yeah, I think a bit of too much turnover.
And it's rough down there. Sarah Hokum had a little bit of misfire and ended up down there and was really far down.
Sidearm?
Sidearm. That's tough.
Such a treacherous play to throw sidearm here.
Oh, get through it all. Tough tree kick.
It spit her back. You can see the disc kind of land there in the bottom. She is at least back in the open, but not going to have an ideal.
Champ love.
Yep.
De La champ love.
No, monkey see, monkey do.
Everybody misfiring a little bit right, but thankfully she kicked out to the fairway. Cat for the hyzer flip.
A little light on the flip, but
ooh, good.
Heavy on the love.
Heavy on the love. She'll
Yeah.
have an easy, not easy, but a birdie putt for that one.
About as routine as you can get out here is a birdie putt, or is for a birdie putt. Val lining up the putter up shot. What is new? And she is right next to the basket.
She's parked.
I love the root formations out here. It's just so unique. You don't see that at any other, I would say any other courses, but really any other just nature-y parts of the world. When do you see that's like veins coming out of the ground?
It's unique, but it is scary.
Yes.
For your discs. Very pretty, very scary.
So you can see how bad Leslie was back there. All she really had was a pitch up, and it ended up landing on the tee pad of 8A, which was incredible from where she was.
Easy 3 for Paige.
Mm-hmm. Tapping it in, we see Jimmy Conover on the left side there, shooting some footage for the Jomies, the Jomez guys. Gonna have something cool. I don't know exactly what their plan is, but
Leslie trying to save that 3.
I would have called it the most miraculous save on hole 8 history.
That is scramble golf 100%.
Yes. Yeah, it was pretty unfortunate. The spotter was almost scared to tell her that he knew where it was, because it was just so far in the depths.
Thankfully, we do have spotters. Shout out to everyone who spotted this weekend. It was very important for our game.
Absolutely. And De La is just one of those courses where you just need them. The rounds are already so long, and things can devolve. If you're looking for discs on every hole, it can get bad. Speaking of holes that can devolve, hole 3, 201 feet. Kona, did you make it to the gap today?
No.
No!
I went all the way down the hill, and then all the way down the hill, and then all the way down the hill.
Didn't we talk about this?
I took a 5 a whole different way.
The cat way, kind of, maybe.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's just ugly down there, and I feel like this hole is just such a humbler. There are certain holes where the distance will humble me a little bit, where I think I just crushed it, and it's a third of the way into the fairway.
Yeah.
This is one of those holes that it's so short, and you got to birdie it every time, but it can just devolve on you.
Yeah, Paige will have a birdie putt, hopefully, if that tree wasn't in her way.
Val,
Ooh, that maybe helped in a way. That was turning over pretty hard.
I was just going to say, I feel like if you make this initial gap and you're drawing right, you're way more likely to kick left, just because you're already on the left side of those trees. So if you're going to make a mistake, she probably made the better one. You can see Kat's lie down here. She did not re-tee. She decided to throw from the woods perfectly.
Wow.
Genuinely one of the best upshots you're going to see from out there. Sign me up for this lie if that's my lie down there.
I'm surprised she didn't do the re-tee, but I mean,
same here.
If she's more comfortable with that, it works.
Yeah, she actually, when she was down there, kind of slipped and fell, and at this point has a pretty significant kind of like raspberry type of deal in her leg, so I was even surprised. I think she was kind of like pot committed. I'm already down here. I'm just going to throw it.
Yep. Oh, Leslie. Good run with the Nova. It's funny seeing her putt with those Novas.
Right?
Usually she putts with KCs.
Well, I do like the Nova for those like outside circle putts where you just need to glide straight for a little while.
Paige missing that birdie putt by just a little bit.
Yeah, she had that kind of cool frame to putt through and couldn't quite stick it. I know she's a born showman, so I know she wanted to make it. Huge thanks to the PDGA for getting us out here and really just prioritizing FPO coverage as a whole on the year. Really excited that they're stepping up and looking to play their part to really equalize that a little bit.
Yeah, I know a lot of women who appreciate that. Sarah Hokum definitely being one of those, appreciating the equality between the men and the women.
Gosh, Paige, throwing that lucid deputy just on such a nice line. That's actually the third time she's kind of parked this hole, or thrown that shot in this hole, because she did have to re-tee twice yesterday. But it brings us to hole 9. Avery would call it frick to hole 10's frack. 315 feet. Really, you got to bob and weave through all these trees if you want to throw that straight line. And we saw Sarah throw the sidearm earlier, but kind of tough to stick it, really.
Paige lacing it once again. Oh my, and she might be even closer than last round's. Just perfect.
Unbelievable. I want that consistency. I don't know what it is, but I need it.
It might be the disc.
Okay. I think you're right. That PMAC might be the answer.
Oh, that was looking really nice, too.
Yeah, into the invisitory.
I should have a decent upshot from that.
No!
Oh, Leslie kicking left.
And this hole kind of plays interestingly with hole 10, where you wait for the hole 10 to tee off, then they wait for you to tee off, and then you walk at the same time. So Leslie hitting that tree is kind of muddying up that plan. So more backups for us.
Yeah, we actually had some issues with that during our round, because technically we were on hole 10, and they always say, the hole above gets the right of way, and one of our ladies was in their fairway, and they made us wait, and there was a little bit of controversy and some angry, but we kept on playing, and it was okay.
Everybody kept their cool?
Yep, everyone kept their cool.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, it should be stated, like, this is a national tour. This is an extremely serious event, and this course does kind of have that interesting course design where there's a lot of fairways that play on top of each other, and you're going to end up getting those scenarios where somebody can feel like somebody's pulling one over on them or just like making them wait unnecessarily. So I'm interested to see how long this course design stays like this, the 24-hole layout. Whoa.
Oh, going through the field goal, Leslie.
Solid putt.
Yep.
She tried kind of going left, going right, and it was obvious that was the only way to make the putt.
Paige for her birdie. Got it.
Was there ever a doubt, Kona?
Never.
Because there was never in mine.
Never a doubt.
I feel like if she has an opportunity to get a birdie on the card, that's when her best putting is there. The pressure's on. That's when she's in her element.
Yeah, that's when she gets the adrenaline.
Yep.
Val keeping her par. And Kat for her par as well.
Yeah, I mean, Valerie, you got to respect the game plan, really. I mean, just coming out here and just parring along, not really trying to get too aggressive, not trying to bite too much off, really playing that opposite the roller coaster that Paige kind of has. She has way more birdies, but also way more bogeys, and they've got a vaguely similar score.
Yeah, Paige is definitely the aggressive of the two, and Val's more of the consistent, stay in the fairway, get par.
Yeah, I mean, some would liken it to Nate Sexton golf. Although I'm sure he would take issue to that because he throws far too, man.
He does throw far.
Hole 10, 347 feet. Actually, the 11th hole we're playing today because of hole 8A. Really plays well for the up-the-middle sidearm, I feel like, if you have that kind of juice to get it down there. Alternatively, you could play that wide left-to-right turnover and get testy with the trees, or you're a beast like Paige and you just rip it up the middle.
Oh, had some plinko that kept her safe because you got that straight OB right.
Yeah, it's one of those OBs that isn't necessarily in your mind when you're on the tee because there's no real reason you should be over there, but very occasionally you get that kick and it just shoots you over there, and it's that double jeopardy thing where bad lie and you get the stroke.
Yep. Val kicking to the left, not the ideal spot. On Cat kicking back.
Whew, further from ideal, probably. What's she ripping on here? Something that is going to fade to the right.
I feel like it's a turn or something. I don't know, but that's a great shot.
Yeah, great shot. Putting herself in position. She is going to be still, 55 maybe, 60. So she's not walking it in, but she's in obviously better position than the rest of the ladies here.
Cat throwing a solid forehand. She'll have a little straddle putt maybe.
Yeah, that little greeny driver. I don't know what it is. Kind of had a unique stamp on it, but flying nice for her today. Val pitching up with that Pro Challenger, that Pro D Challenger probably. Oh my gosh.
Paige with the turnover,
shot.
Perfect,
Patent pending. Flexibility coming into play there.
And Leslie, she runs these, and sometimes she just bangs them. She's really good at her jump putt.
Yeah.
That wasn't a jump putt, but
still had that zip on it like it would have been.
Cat hitting a little low today.
Yeah, chin up, Cat. Come on now.
Val for her par.
She has to have one of the most consistent putting strokes. Just as far as it's like a trebuchet. It just does the same motion every single time.
Whoa, weird misfire from Paige.
Yeah, she's not happy about that, obviously.
Well, at least she made the comebacker. That's tough.
Yeah, that's, if there is one knock on Paige, it has to be, I don't know if it's a lack of concentration or if it's, I don't know what it is, but there are those uncharacteristic just misses.
Tapping in her 4, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, after that caged putt. Look at Val throwing. Oh yeah, that is a meteor. You can't just read that stamp. Admittedly, the Discraft stuff, their stock stamps, so easy to read.
Yes.
Just big old
on camera in
yes,
slow-mo.
Yes. Yeah, a couple of bogeys, couple of pars, and that is going to lead us to our last hole on this first part. Gosh, 369 feet that if I could choose, I would skip it.
Yeah.
It's so fun to throw, but you do not want to be playing this in a tournament because pressure's on and there are just so many trees.
Yeah, definitely one of DeLaveaga's signature holes. It's definitely one someone always talks about when you're talking to everybody after the round.
Yep, there's always stories. I dude it or I sixed it.
Yep, you just trying to get down. Hopefully Val misses all the trees. Kicked her to the fairway.
Yeah, caught the one that counted. Now, should be noted that road that plays OB on the previous hole, hole 10, does also play OB on the right side of this hole. Again, no real reason to keep it in your mind while you're shooting, but is going to come into effect if you turn it over too much.
Yep. Dang. At least a hitter to the fairway. That's a tough hit. Mid-range on the shot, you're definitely just trying to lay up. Oh, Cat.
No. Not stoked, I would say. Yeah, reduced to just a pretty simple pitch-up sidearm.
Yeah, that's one of those shots where it's like it's very rare to get your 3 after landing in that early spot. And Leslie hitting that tree, leaning out.
Yeah, not ideal, but, again, if you can get up and down, getting off with a 4 here could be getting off easy considering you're, chunking it up a little bit down the fairway.
Yep.
No,
get past.
No.
Tough.
Yeah, once you get off of this fairway, you genuinely have to shape shots back into this tunnel. So you see Cat throwing that extreme hyzer, not because it needed that much left to right, or right to left, but just because you have to get back into this tunnel to even approach the basket.
Yep. Paige putting herself inside the circle for her 3, which a 3 feels like a birdie in a way on this hole, so that's solid.
And especially, we have 2 of our competitors here. I mean, she's going to be getting significant strokes on them.
Ooh, Leslie opting for the forehand roller, and that worked out really well.
Crafty veteran play there.
Mm-hmm.
I will always support a forehand roller no matter the circumstances.
Cat hitting low.
Like you said, she's on that low side all day today.
Cat, Paige tapping in her par.
Good save there, Todd. That was slick. Val here looking to keep pace. She does.
And she does. Nice putt. Well, the cameraman was staring right at her, dang.
Yeah, Conover, no fear for him.
Mm-mm. Tough hole for Leslie. Hopefully she can bounce back.
Yeah, Kat obviously not pleased, but I mean, gosh, that drive was off the mark enough to where you're not super duper upset about the 5 that she took. Couple of 5s, couple of 3s. Honestly, probably your average score of 4 in the FPO field. So, kind of on par with what you'd expect. Now, that is going to wrap it up for our round 2, part 1 coverage. Excuse me. Please come on back and enjoy part 2, where it gets a little nastier. I-5, the kitchen, some of these holes that are just not so friendly.
Yep. See you guys on the back 12.